These are the practice problems for lesson 12. And in this first problem, first of all, you're supposed to show that the pentagon on the left is congruent to the pentagon on the right, so that A, B, C, D, and E is congruent to F, J, I, H, and G. And they are congruent. It's a 90-degree rotation. So if you locate the center of rotation, which is right here, and you do that by connecting the corresponding points, a little bit hard to see, I've kind of drawn over it. I'll show you what I've done here in just a second. But C corresponds to H, so if you connect them and you go to the midpoint, and you draw a perpendicular line, it's going to intersect right here. D corresponds to G, so once again, if you connect them, find the midpoint, draw a perpendicular line, it will go right here. E corresponds to F, so connect them, find the midpoint, it's going to be about right here, draw a perpendicular line. So all of those lines are going to intersect at the center of rotation. Now what I've done is I've drawn a 90-degree angle to the corresponding point through the center of rotation. So E corresponds to F, it's 90 degrees. A corresponds to J, 90 degrees. B corresponds to I, 90 degrees. C corresponds to H, 90 degrees. And D corresponds to G, 90 degrees. So these are congruent images. So once you know that, then the angles are the same and the side lengths are the same. So you can use the angles of the pentagon on the left to fill in the angles of the pentagon on the right, so the corresponding angles. So E corresponds to F, so F is going to be 59 degrees. And then you just can go around in order. So it's going to be 59, 162. So this would be 162, 108. I'm going to show you this in a second, all filled in. 117 and 94. Likewise, it's the same with the lengths. Length FG corresponds to length ED. So E to F and D to G. So this is 4 1/10 units. And then just go around. This is 2 8/10 right here. This is going to be 2 2/10. Short length right here is the 1 4/10. And you finish it on this side. This is 3 2/10. And again, it's a little bit hard to see because I've drawn all these angles in here. But I just wanted to show you that those are all 90-degree rotations. So here it is. The answer is shown to you. So 59, 162, 108, 117, and 94 degrees. And then 2 1/10, that is right. Where is the 2 1/10? 4 1/10. Oh, I wrote it wrong. So this should be 2 8/10. Sorry about that. This should be 2 8/10, 2 2/10, 1 4/10, 3 2/10, and then 4 1/10. So mistake here. This length right here should be 2 8/10. All right, so congruent images, the side lengths are the same, and the angles are the same. The next problem asks the same thing. Are these two images congruent? And they are not congruent, because if you look, it looks like they're reflections. So you kind of slide H up to D. Looks like this side reflects over to here, and this point reflects over to here. But these side lengths are different lengths. This is 3 units, this is 4 units, so they are not congruent. Next problem, they are congruent in the next problem. This is a 90-degree rotation. So you take this whole image and you rotate it 90 degrees, and it's going to end up matching this image right here. So you could rotate it 90 degrees right here and then translate. So C covers G, and you'll find that these two images do cover each other. The images do match. Now you can check the positions by counting. So this is going to count over 1 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. So it counts over 1, up 4, and then rotate it 90 degrees. And so now it's going to count up 1 and over 4. So you're going to find the same point, corresponding point right here. So this is B, and its corresponding point is L. So up 1 over 4, over 1, and up 4. And check it again on just another point. So this is over 2 along the x-axis and up 5. Now if you rotate that 90 degrees, what happens is that it goes down 2 and it goes along the y-axis and over 5 along the x-axis. So D corresponds to H. They are in the same corresponding position. So the image on the left does match the image on the right. They are congruent. Two circles with an equal radius, they're congruent. They match, they're equal. So the length of the radius defines the circle, and if the radius is the same, those circles are congruent. And the last problem says, where is the center of rotation? So PQ is rotated around, it's rotated 180 degrees around R. The resulting segment is the same as PQ. So it rotates 180 degrees around, you get the same segment back. So where could R be located? R has to be the midpoint between the corresponding points, and that's right here. R can't be anywhere else. So P rotates around here 180 degrees and lands on Q. Q rotates around here 180 degrees and lands on P. So remember, the center of rotation is the midpoint between the two corresponding points. R must be here between those two corresponding points. I did not do problem number 4. You're on your own. You're supposed to make your own pattern with that trapezoid. You rotate it, translate it, reflect it, and come up with some pattern that's going to be interesting. So these are the practice problems for lesson 12.